and it just feels fucking great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, what one done for the filthy 150 12 days of Christmas? So there was two parts to it. Part A, 80 double unders, 20 dumbbell squat clean, and 80 double unders, and then 10 wall walks. So it was a 6-minute AMRAP, so as many rounds as you can, and didn't even get one round done. Got as far as, was it 4 wall walks? We'll attach the video at the end of this, and obviously try and cut it down as much as I can. But yeah, wall walks, just when you're doing them under fatigue, totally different animal altogether. But did part B for that was a 1 rep max hang snatch. So that was tough. Got up as far as 90, failed my first attempt, and then turned around, had a look at the clock, had 15 seconds left. So literally shook the arms out, walked back up to the bar, and yeah, got it over my head. And it just feels fucking great. Hello. So, right, I'm going to talk a little bit about sleep. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet so we don't go into too much detail. So at least you'll have something to take back from this video and try and implement it into your sleep schedule. Okay. So we can look at sleep in two aspects. Okay. So the quantity of sleep we get, so how many hours we get per night, and the quality of sleep we get. So if we can't, I suppose, get one good quantity of sleep, which is 7 to 8 hours sleep a night, or 7+ hours sleep a night, if we don't get good quality, so broken sleep or ones where we might be fidgeting a lot, or I suppose when we look at quality in an aspect, like we want to be able to say that, oh, I was really relaxed, or you wake up really fresh, and you might be, I suppose, a little bit tired in a way, like, but at least you felt like you've had a really good night's sleep. If we flip that on the opposite side, if we've had a bad night's sleep, so lack of quantity in the hours that we've slept that night, and maybe you're really tired and fatigued and just felt like, you didn't have a good night's sleep, our mood is going to be bad. We might have gained weight, so weight loss and weight gain can be linked to poor sleep. Our mood is going to be affected as well. We're going to be a little bit all over the place too. So what I want, I suppose, us to be aware is that having a good night's sleep is going to be key to, I suppose, whatever goals you're trying to ascertain. Like when we're trying to obviously get these health related or fitness related goals, like, so as human beings we should really focus on a good sleep hygiene, and that's to both just improve our sleep but our overall health and fitness as well. Like, so um the most important part of this as well is that we do get into a routine starting off as well, all right, and that actually does technically begin first thing in the morning as well. So what I suppose the first point here is that try and have the same wake and sleep times every day as well if you can. Okay, so obviously that'll be a little bit harder for people that are working shift work, so if you're doing nights and then going into days and so on and so forth, but that's just really about kind of managing your routine and obviously getting both sleep during the day and then trying to fit in naps in between as well. So we do kind of try and look at, I suppose, a 24-hour cycle in a way, that if you are working shift work, you try and, I suppose, fit in maybe an hour or two here and there as well, just so you're not really chronically fatigued, or I suppose your cognitive awareness and ability isn't impaired going into whether it's work or performance related as well. So the second thing I suppose we need to do after we wake up from a sleep then as well is try and get moving straight away. So whether that's doing house chores, go for a walk, workouts as well. If I suppose if you're someone that's a morning person, that you feel like you can get up and do a workout in the morning time, go for it as well. Like, but it's important that we actually, I suppose, get the body moving, get the heart heart going away in a way as well. Like, it just tends to wake us up from that sleep cycle too, like, and it just alerts the body and gets us fully woken up from that sleep. All right, the second thing as well, or sorry, the third thing on top of that is try and get into sunlight as soon as we can, just for the simple reason that our daily melatonin levels, which is the sleep hormone, will help us just wind down in the evening as well. Like, so our body in a sense has its own kind of clock. So we have to remember that our body, I suppose, will only kind of stay awake for so long, and then it begins to shut down. So again, like I was saying, our cognitive function will only kind of, and our ability and awareness will only last for so long that we'll only be able to perform tasks at a certain level. And then our body just kind of, I suppose, starts to kind of give in and just say, look, I need a rest here. I need to basically go to sleep. So that was point number 3. So point number 4 as well, and this would be a big thing for, I suppose, people nowadays, is caffeine intake as well. Okay, so caffeine is obviously a stimulant, and it will, I suppose, give us that buzz where we feel like we can kind of work out a little bit more longer, or if you're someone that's in an office, you might be able to do more tasks. So it's important that we have a shut off time for caffeine as well. So we generally tend to kind of work back from when we're going to go to sleep. So if you're going to bed at 10 p.m., you should probably cut off your caffeine 8 hours beforehand as well. Now, different horses for different courses. Some people, I suppose, are so used to drinking caffeine late on in the evening that they could have one maybe at 5 or 6 o'clock and still be able to sleep at a certain time. But what I would say to that is have a look at your resting heart rate, because with that, caffeine, like I was saying, is a stimulant, so it can end up raising the heart rate, and therefore it would affect the quantity of, or sorry, the quality of sleep that we have. So if we're looking at, I suppose, measurements and objective measurements to our quality of sleep, we would probably look at our resting heart rate and how, I suppose, our heart is working while we're sleeping as well, because technically the lower our resting heart rate, technically, I suppose you can say that is your better quality of sleep as well. So that was a caffeine. I suppose the next thing then as well to remember is light exposure. So like I was saying earlier on, our body, our melatonin levels in our body, which is basically our kind of body clock, will be obviously alert to light exposure as well. So if you're someone that's sitting on your phone, if you're someone that's sitting in bed watching your phone at nighttime and basically only turn it off just before you go to bed, it's basically kind of keeping your body awake in a way as well, because it's saying, okay, right, it's actually still kind of bright outside, because the light from your phone is a signal to your brain to say, oh, it's still bright, what's going on here, and it just takes your body a lot longer to shut down, and obviously you're not going to have as deep a sleep as you normally would then as well. Like, so caffeine, light exposure, what else was there? Yeah, bedtime routine. So routine before you go to bed, obviously just being the thing that obviously you've cut out caffeine, light exposure is down, and then you're just winding down before you go to bed. So whether that's meditation, reading a book, doing some yoga, some stretches, something like that. Anyway, these are all going to be little things that will help improve your sleep as you go on. And from there, it will just lead to a better sleep environment. But as I was saying, hygiene on top of it as well. So your hygiene would include like how you're winding down and what you're doing throughout the day. Like the various different points I mentioned earlier on, will affect your sleep hygiene. So just try to remember those points. So obviously, sleep routine, try and get into light, get moving as quick as we can, and just have a better routine overall before we go to bed will hopefully improve your sleep.